Joining us now to talk more about this, Kentucky Congressman James Comer, the ranking member on the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, great to have you.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, have you had a chance to check out this video of al-Zawahiri? Do you believe it is, from the last week or so, or it's present?
Well, it's hard to tell. You would think that he would brag a little bit more about the takeover of Afghanistan, which he did not, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised. The fact that we don't know shows a complete failure in our intelligence community. And let's just be clear, Joe Biden's incompetence has emboldened al-Qaeda and the Taliban, and I'm afraid we're going to see more of these videos to come.
What's concerning about this, too, is, in al-Qaeda, they used to say, and Joe Biden loved to say this all the time, al-Qaeda is dead and General Motors is alive. That's one of those, lines that the Obama administration used to throw at us all the time. But when we're talking about al-Qaeda, we're also talking about, a specific type of terror threat, something like we saw on 9/11, something that's coordinated. We also have this ISIS threat now, and it's hard to say that we're any safer today than we were 20 years ago.
The world is a much dangerous place thanks to the 8 months of Joe Biden's tenure. It's hard to imagine how anyone can screw up so many things in such a short period of time. But from a domestic front or international front, we're in worse shape. We have a border that's not secure. We have adversaries that do not fear us in the least bit, especially when you consider how much they fear Donald Trump. They don't fear our military. They have zero fear of our intelligence community. So we've got a lot of problems, and I hope this week, when Secretary Blinken comes to Congress, I hope that we can start getting answers. We should have already had these answers, but maybe we can start to get some answers so we can determine how we fix all the problems we have on the international front moving forward.
One of the specific areas that I know you have questions about, I have questions about, our audience has questions about, is all that military equipment that is now in the hands of the Taliban. President Trump not staying silent on that issue either. Here's what he had to say to Cheryl Atkinson over at Full Measure this weekend.
It's the most incompetently handled withdrawal in history. There's never been anything like this, where we gave them $85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful equipment.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things. Obviously, the loss of life is still visceral for a lot of folks here, but watching the Taliban drive around in MRAPs and armored vehicles that we paid for with our tax dollars, that is an image seared in a lot of Americans' minds, and we deserve the right to know how that happened, don't we, Congressman?
We do, and the Republicans on the House Oversight Committee have asked, and he's accepted, the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan to come testify to the House Oversight Committee to tell us exactly, to the penny, how much military equipment was left behind for our enemies and potential terrorist groups to now occupy. So these are questions that the American people want the answers. Republicans are trying to get the answers, and I think the pressure is mounting for the Democrats. The world's changed since we left for the August break. Joe Biden's approval rating's gone down 15 points. He's messed the economy up, messed our foreign policy up about as bad as you can mess up over the past 6 weeks. So I think the Democrats are going to come back to Washington and start to feel the pressure of the American people and start trying to demand that the Biden administration provide us with some answers.
Doesn't seem like the president wants to be in Washington, D.C. when all you Republican congressmen get back on the Hill. He's going to the other side of the country today, maybe to avoid that rough entrance. Going to face a lot of heat when he gets into town from you guys. Congressman Comer, thanks so much. We appreciate it.